Manchester. Cats are not man's best friend. Cats are not man's best friend. Reid, Manchester.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Meow. You've heard the adage, to each their own. Some people like birds as pets. Some people like turtles, iguanas. Some people even like snakes, although I think that's reason for a mental health check. But I'm here today to detail the myriad reasons in which cats are not man's best friend. Do you realize that 33% of crazy American households have cats? And at least 52% of those have more than one cat. What's so great about cats? First of all, let me tell you something. Nothing is sacred with cats. As it is with children, it is with cats, I understand. What's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine. Allow me to propose Exhibit A. I brought home a box of electronics, which quickly became a cat toy, a cat house. My new book arrived from Amazon, Wayne Dyer. Some of the greatest wisdom of the ages presented to you in book format. No longer has any value to me because it's been tainted with cat cooties. My clothes, oh wait, this is a piece of string. This was my piece of string on a stick. But now it's the cat's piece of string on a stick. I want my toy back. My clothes hamper is no longer a clothes hamper, it's a cat house. It's a cat house, a cat bed. Speaking of beds, have you ever been lying in bed having a wonderful dream? You're standing in a field of flowers, dancing happily. Women are throwing themselves at your feet. It's the best dream ever. And suddenly the dream goes horribly wrong. You lose feeling in your legs. You're unable to move. What's wrong? I can't move! And you wake up and realize the cats have broken into your room and are sleeping on your legs. Your bed is their bed. The next reason that cats shouldn't be man's best friend is very, very small. You might even say fine, but it's very, very important. In 1961, America did something incredible. We sent man into space. And some years later, we began to do experiments. NASA decided we need to find out more about the universe. And in one of those experiments, they exited the spacecraft. Some of you might know it as a spacewalk. And they took a jar with them. Now, of course, this wasn't just a mason jar. That would be crazy. It's a government operation. It's a $10,000 custom-built jar. They exited the spacecraft, opened the jar, and sealed the jar, and brought it back to Earth for analysis. They wanted to find out what space is made of. And do you know what they found? Cat hair. 1% cat hair. My understanding, this is my philosophy, is that cat hair is so fine that it defies gravity and floats through the troposphere and into space. And now, what used to be a vacuum is now cat hair. Some time ago, Suzanne and I had some friends over for dinner, and they raved about the meal I made. And as they were leaving, they said, "Reid, you simply must give us the recipe." And I said, "Well, Agatha, I stewed the beef in beer and onions for an hour. But the secret ingredient, my friend, is cat hair." Last month it was my sister's birthday, and I gave her a wonderful gift. And she called me last week to thank me and said, "Reid, this is the most wonderful sweater." And I said, "You love it because it's an 80-20 poly blend and 20% extra cat hair on it." You may not be able to see it right this minute, but I'm actually covered in a thin layer. And if you start sneezing, now you'll know why. I could probably walk through the room right now and identify which of you has cats. And if you don't have cats, when you leave today, you're probably going to look as though you had a cat. Cats are highly distracting as well. Last night I was preparing for this speech, 9:45 at night, and there was this constant commotion. And the cats weren't chasing cockroaches like they usually do. They weren't chasing iguanas or geckos. They've decided that it's bath time. I don't know how they do this. Cats have this kind of feline telepathy where they look around at each other and say, "What do you think? 6 o'clock. Let's eat a smelly meal that makes up the whole house smell. 8 o'clock, what do you think? Does that sound good? 6 o'clock, everybody? Yeah? Okay, good. 8 o'clock, let's run around like crazy and then lick ourselves. It's bath time, 8 o'clock. Okay, you in? You in? Yeah, okay. Now, I don't bathe in public. It's just not my thing. And I don't think you would either. And I certainly don't lick myself in public. I mean, how strange would that be if I were to take off my clothes right here and just start licking myself? Completely inappropriate. I ask you, who can concentrate when an animal is lying beside you, digging his tongue deeply into areas where no tongue has any reason to be? Cats are also a great deal of work. We are but slaves to our cat overlords, whom we serve with a smile. What's that, little cat? It's dinner time? You'd like your dinner? Ah, very good. What would you like today? Is it the fish cut mélange, shaped like a can? Or perhaps the chicken blended byproduct this evening? Oh, you'd like the dry food that looks eerily like rabbit feces. Very good. Excellent selection, sir. Would you like a Cabernet or a Pinot Grigio with that? We are, to cats, nothing but food suppliers. And if we were cat-sized, we would actually be food, I think. For your examination, I'd like to propose the following. I'd like you to identify these pictures. Which are common household cats? It's very difficult to tell. All pets are some amount of work. It's just inevitable. But my favorite are the kinds that poop underwater. Ooh. A tank, you sprinkle some dried yeast flakes inside, and you're good. They poop in there, you never have to clean it up. That's my favorite kind of cat. What kind of animal poops indoors into a box of gravel, does a little dance in it, kicks it around for you to clean up, and looks at you as if to say, "Clean my poop." Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I believe I've explained with ample evidence why cats are not man's best friend. If you must get one, be sure to spay and neuter your pets. Not for the reason that the Humane Society tells you, but to prevent them from world domination and for a gratuitous feeling of revenge. Thanks very much.